Hello, I'm Ruby Lopez.
And I'm Brendan Moran. Welcome to Creek Currents.
Now this month, the library has something new for you to check out, 3D printers. Plus, I'll show you how you can see free music all summer long.
And speaking of summer, I've got some tips on how you can save water and beat the heat. Hey, I'm Brendan Moran with Creek Currents. Well, brown is the new green. We've all got to save water these days, and that goes for the city of Walnut Creek, too. Let's find out what the city's doing to help, and we'll have some tips for you, too. I'm here with Heather Ballinger. She's the Public Works Director for the city of Walnut Creek. Heather, it's a beautiful day and not a drop.
No rain.
No, it's probably not going to be raining for quite a while, right?
Right.
Can you tell me what the city is doing to help?
Yes, we're in a severe drought. This is about our third year of our drought. Well, the whole area is in the third year of drought. City Council about a month ago adopted a drought plan, and we're working towards certain measures to reduce our water reduction. The governor, for the first time ever, has a mandated reduction of 25% for all potable water statewide. And we here in Walnut Creek have two water districts, Contra Costa Water District and East Bay Mud. And they both have said that we will meet that mandate. They have also required that we have a 40% reduction in all of our outdoor irrigation water.
So people who live in Walnut Creek and the surrounding areas have to cut their reduction, but the city does.
Yes.
As
right,
well.
Right.
And there's plenty of stuff you can do.
Right. So the city has obviously lots of facilities. We're standing in front of one, City Hall. We have ball fields, we have fountains, we have all kinds of things that take potable water. So we're in that same requirement that the governor said that we have to reduce our water consumption. So we also have to only water all of our outdoor irrigation twice a week. That's another mandate that the governor set. He has mandated that we turn off all turf in median islands and at sidewalks, so we're doing that.
So we're in front of City Hall, and there's a lot of pretty flowers around here.
Right.
And people walking by might think that somebody's out here every day watering.
Right.
It's not the case.
Right.
Right? Tell me about that.
Well, we're using recycled water from Central Sanitary District. We outrigged our truck and had training for our employees so that they could go pick up the water and then water the flower beds. We also put signs up. A big part of our drought plan is education. We want the community to know when we're using potable water and when we're not. We sent out letters also to some of our users and other folks that they are under that same mandate that we're under.
Can you tell me about the fountains?
Yeah, the fountains were a debate. We have 4 fountains here in the downtown, and fountains are allowed through the mandate from the water districts, but they have to be recirculating. So all of our fountains are recirculating. We couldn't use the recycled water because fountains have standing water in them, and so the recycled water is not allowed to be used. So we have to use potable water. But our fountains down here in the Walnut Creek area are art. So you might know, you've probably done a story on the fountainhead.
Oh, we know about the fountainhead.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And so they are art, and we were really concerned that if we didn't have the water in the fountains, that we would have graffiti or vandalism, and so we decided to keep the fountains on.
His head would dry out
Right.
really quickly.
Right.
Can you tell me anything else that the city's doing?
Yeah, we're doing quite a bit of stuff. And we have facilities, as I've already said, and so we're looking at waterless urinals, low-flow toilets, shower heads. We have a lot of showers, actually, you'd be surprised, in our pools and that kind of thing.
Right.
And so we're doing a reduction in that. Council is going to look at actually funding even more of that infrastructure upgrades. But we're going through all of our facilities and trying to upgrade where we can.
So when you really look at it, there's a lot that people who live in the area can do, and also the city can do just to make small differences, right?
There is. And most of the water consumption is in your outdoor irrigation. And so that's where the city focused also. We took out 20% of our turf. We have 80 acres of turf. And so we were very deliberate on which turf we took out of commission, and we're not going to water it at all.
Right.
And that's areas that are just ornamental or for looks.
Right.
But we're keeping our soccer fields, we're keeping our baseball fields, we're keeping our passive areas where people lay and read a book.
Sure.
Yeah.
Saving water really is a community-based effort.
It is.
What happens if somebody has somebody in the neighborhood who's not following the guidelines,
Right.
so to speak?
Right.
What can they do?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of that actually because people sometimes don't realize that the city is really not in control of that. That's our 2 water districts. So again, East Bay Mud, Contra Costa Water District, they have a full staff that they've brought on to deal with the drought. And so it'd be best to contact them if your neighbor's doing something, and they'll go out and respond. They're being very proactive. However, if it's something in one of our facilities and one of our citizens sees it, please call us. You know, in our parks or in one of our facilities, we want to know because our citizens are our eyes and ears.
If somebody wants to find out what more they can do besides lowering the amount of time that they spend watering their lawn,
Right.
where do they go?
They should go to their water districts, look at their bill and then call their water district and call them directly, and I'm sure they'll have lots of good tips for them.
Good advice.
Great.
Thank you very much, Heather.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm here with Mike Vickers. He's the Public Works Manager for the City of Walnut Creek, and we're going to talk about a lot of things that the city's doing to kind of help keep the grass green, so to speak, right?
Sure.
Why don't you tell me just generally, what are some of the things that you're working on?
Well, it's interesting. We knew the drought was coming 4 or 5 years ago from the industry. I used to be a golf course superintendent, and so we've been planning for this, as many people in the industry have. And so 3 or 4 years ago, we started changing out the older irrigation heads, nozzles, valves, and started bringing in the new technology, which includes weather-based clocks, where the clocks get up to the minute weather data from sensors around the area, telling us how much moisture to put back into the soil, how much we're losing, how much wind, that type of thing.
Wow.
So technology's come a long ways. We're using new products out on our soil and our turf that are now pulling the precipitation out of the air and into the soil so we can use less water.
That's really impressive. We were remarking that this field is incredibly green. It's a lot more green than my lawn looks. Maybe I should take a page from the City of Walnut Creek and what you guys are doing. There's golf courses to think about as well, right?
Right.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, the golf course, our golf course here in the city-owned Foundry Oak started, as we did here, started cutting back several years ago and changing out full sprinkler heads to half heads, so they're only using the half amount of the water. Last year, they cut their percentage down by 20% just by decreasing water on the fringes. Mm-hmm. And this year, in order to meet the mandates, the 40%, they've got to go another 20, and they're going to start reducing the water in the roughs. And if they have to, they'll move into the fairways and some of the more important playing conditions. So they'll meet their mandates.
Right. The mandates are somewhat recent, but as you said, you and I'm sure a couple other people in your industry knew that this day was going to come.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So now that we're here, do you think that we're in a good spot, to keep at least some of the grass being green and so forth?
We're in a better spot if we hadn't done anything at all.
Right.
We're really concerned about this year and what next year is going to bring for us. But just dealing with what we have today, we've taken some pretty drastic approaches in order to make the mandates. We have a total of 80 maintained acres here in the city, and we've turned the water off to 17 of them, which is just over 20%. Completely turned the water off. The other areas that we irrigate, the other turf areas, we're only allowed to irrigate twice a week. So we've had to get creative, not only with our new weather-based clocks, but with our timing. So we're not running 15 minutes at one time, so we might lose 2 or 3 minutes due to evaporation. We might run 3 or 4 5-minute stations at night, give time for the water to soak in. And these are things that we've been training the staff on for the last couple of years. We have an internal goal to reduce our water output by 20% by year 2020. Whether the drought was coming or not, this was the approach we were headed down. This just made us step up our game a little bit more.
So there's a project at El Divisadero Park that you
Correct.
did? Tell me about that.
It's a 2-acre soccer field right next to the Berean Christian High School. And last year, knowing we were going to be facing this drought, in fact the drought started last year, we decided that we were going to take out the cool season turf, which you and I typically have in our front yards, we have here in our soccer field, and convert it to a drought-tolerant turf. It's Bermuda grass. It's the same turf that they use down in the desert. In fact, it's the same turf that they put in Levi Stadium this year for the 49ers. And that turf will use approximately 50% less water than a regular cool season turf.
So Mike, some of the acres that you've set aside to not be watered, touched on this already, they're going to be converted possibly, right?
Correct.
Tell me about that.
We're going to convert them into attractive large planter beds using California natives and Australian natives. In fact, we just finished a project over at Northgate Park where we took about a half acre of turf out that was totally underutilized, has a concrete walk path through the middle of it. And when those plants mature in 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a nice flow of different colors, different elevations. We've installed the drought-tolerant irrigation system, so we're using drip line systems, which isn't relatively new, but underutilized. And we're starting to bring those type of systems back for water conservation purposes.
If somebody wants to help, they don't have a giant soccer field probably in the backyard, but you know they want to at least cut down on their consumption, how do they get started?
You know, homeowners are notorious for over-irrigating by 25% throughout the state. It's a statistic that you can see in many websites. Myself, I've taken my lawn out and started going towards the natives. Not everybody wants to do that. Some people have dogs, they've got their dogs running around, their kids playing in the front yard. The websites, both Contra Costa Water and East Bay Mud, have some terrific information, including the technology improvements that we're making here. You can find all that information online. They have hotlines that you can call and ask questions. They will actually come out to your house and work with you on rebates. So the programs and the drive that the water districts are putting into this crisis we're in is exceptional, and the homeowners should be taking advantage of it.
Thanks, Mike. I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Another great place for more on fighting the drought is SaveOurWater.com. They've got an interactive site with tips for the whole house.
That's so great to see so many innovative ideas at work. Now, you know, new technology is popping up all over Walnut Creek, and we have one other place where you can check it out.
A few months ago, actually back in December, with our Library Foundation, we worked together to secure a grant from the Dean and Margaret Lesher Foundation to purchase 2 3D printers, and then those are going to be the cornerstone of our makerspace. The makerspace is going to be an area where library patrons can come in and not just, you know, cruise the internet or read a book or check out a magazine, but actually build, design, and walk away with a toy, a new tool, a phone case, a prototype for their new business, anything that they could think of.
So Type A Machines is supplying 3D printers for the makerspace here at the Walnut Creek Library. The machines are the Series 1 3D printer, and they're machines that can make really big objects from a really wide range of materials.
We're going to be having a series of classes throughout the summer. Thursdays at 1:30 is going to be for teens, and Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock will be the adult classes, and I'll go over how to calibrate the machines, how to create the designs or find a design that's already been created, how to load it into the printer, and then print. No experience necessary. I'll be there to sort of teach you and guide you through, but once you've got a little bit of an understanding, they're really easy to use, and it's for everybody, from little kids to people that don't know how to use computers. Anyone's welcome to come down.
The really great thing about putting 3D printing in a public library is that people who would probably never have thought of applications before will have a chance to use 3D printing, and they will come up with new ways to use it. I think probably one of the most surprising things has been the enormous range of people that I've met who aren't just excited about 3D printing, but have ideas about how they are going to use it. And it's like the internet, but it actually makes real things. And we all thought the internet was an explosion of crazy possibilities. This is the internet in a box, and it actually makes real things. And that's actually a little bit scary, but in a good way.
Now, more makerspace classes in 3D printing and sewing are being added for the fall. Check out the Library Foundation site to learn more.
I will have to check that out for the fall, but something you have to check out for the summer is happening right outside at the Lesher Center. Hey, I'm Ruby Lowe. Lopez for Creek Currents. Now today we are here for Summer Sounds outdoor at the Lesher Center, and I'm joined by Scott Dennison, and you are the general manager of the Lesher,
I
right?
am.
So this is fantastic, an outdoor concert series.
It's the first of 4. We've kind of combined our outside plaza area into a stage, seated our guests in chairs and at tables, and we're real excited about today and the other 3 concerts.
Yeah, no, this is great, and they'll have different music to experience, right? Tell us
We're
about
excited about today's concert.
Okay.
We're doing a country band. They're called the Dead Winter Carpenters,
Okay.
and they're actually a group of carpenters that in the dead of winter in Tahoe had nothing to build, so they said, hey, you play drums, I play guitar, let's jam.
that. Let's play some music.
And they did. And so on July 9th, we're also doing Fat Strat, Dynamite. 4 ladies play electronic guitar and violin, and it's pretty spectacular. And then we have the 2 Steinway artists coming on July 23 to do dueling grand pianos out here on the plaza. So we've got some great stuff. And so we've got a big band coming at the end on July 30th. It's Thursday, Mick Gillette from Tower Power, and we're pretty excited about that one too.
Very cool. But you know what I love? A lot of times you go to these outdoor concert series, you have to bring lawn chairs and everything, and you have a fantastic setup here. You just show up and enjoy.
You know, this crew is fantastic. We set this all up in 2 hours, and it'll come down in about an hour. So we're pretty excited about doing this, not only for these 4, but continuing it on as soon as our sponsors come through and everything happens that's positive. And it looks pretty good today.
Well, I'm chatting with Lennon and Mike now. So Mike, you're here at the Sound of Summer. What do you think of the concert series?
I think it's a fabulous idea. It's a great way to get people out and the nice, wonderful summer air and visit restaurants and really take advantage of Walnut Creek.
Yeah, and you're here visiting Grandpa. So what do you think? Are you having fun here?
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff lately over the last 3 days, and we found this on. My grandma found this online, and she asked me if I wanted to go, and I said yeah.
It's early, but so far it looks like a great turnout. You've got young families here. You've got a whole range of people, as you said. But talk to us about some of the things that people can experience. We've got Black Diamond Brewery here. You have a full bar. So talk to us about that.
So the Black Diamond Brewery donated the beer. So anything that we make, the beer is $6. All proceeds go to Diablo Regional Arts Association, which helps us do more events like this.
The Sound of Summer, this is the inaugural for the summer concert series outdoors, but you're also celebrating an anniversary here at the Lesher,
We
right?
are. This is our 25th anniversary. On October 4th, 1990, we opened, and so we're pretty excited about it. We're going to close the street in October to celebrate the 25th anniversary and pitch a tent and serve dinner out on the street, and we're going to continue the celebration for an entire year.
So much fun. Okay, lots to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Now, what if people want more information about the concert series?
Well, the best way to do it is to go to our website, lesherartscenter.org, or give us a call at 943-SHOW.
Okay, now is there anything that you recommend when people are coming to watch a show? Things they shouldn't bring, or anything like that?
Just come to enjoy. That's
Okay.
it. We've got great seating in the lobby beforehand. You can people watch and get programs. Go in and enjoy the show. We have full bar, lots of entertainment. We also have a family theater festival that's coming July 16th out here, and we'll close the street and have lots of entertainment from all over the country.
Okay, well, Scott, thank you so much. I look forward to the music.
Thank you.
Well, as you can see, a great turnout today for the inaugural concert. We hope to see you here in the future for Summer Sounds outside the Lesher Center. Now, besides the summer concert series, downtown is also hosting street fairs and movie nights.
Check out Walnut Creek downtown for more. And we'll see you next time on Creek Currents.